Jonathan gathers everyone together. The day before or a few days before, I can't remember. Anyways, before we came to Las Cruces, I was a bit of a jerk. Wanyanyekova told me something about a wolf, he said. If you teach a wolf to be a dog all of its life, would it not know how to be a wolf? Deep inside, the dog would know something is wrong, but it would never know unless it is told that it is a wolf. A day or two after meeting your family, no, it was the night that we heard the great explosion, the night after your father's death. I had a dream that was so real, a vision if you will, and in it, I was back home in South Carolina. I saw myself as a stray dog begging for bread, being kicked around by computans and surrounded by prostitutes, pimps, drug dealers, and the like. After a while, I started hating myself and hating computans. I started biting everyone so no one would kick me around again until everyone feared me. Then an old man looked at me and said, "Are you finished?" He grabbed me, took me into the forest, and told me to choose a group to live with. I saw bears, I saw snakes, I saw wolves, and I saw dogs. I picked the dogs, but I was useless and didn't have anyone to fear me. So, I started leading a pack of dogs and killing off the rest of the animals. But I couldn't kill the pack of wolves. I tried but was unsuccessful, and the old man returned and took me by the river and told me to look at myself, and I looked into the river. I saw a dog, but the old man took a stick, hit the waters, and told me to look again. I was a wolf. That old man was Mletsi. He paused, wiping the tears from his eyes. Yesterday, Mletsi whispered in my ear, "You are now a wolf." Wanyanyekova looked at Jonathan. "You are a wolf now, back then, you were an asshole." Everyone looked at Wanyanyekova with shock and laughter. Jonathan laughed. "Now, that's the best one yet. They said karma is a bitch." They talked for hours before they trained in Point de Dieu. Now more spiritual than carnal, they could understand and complete the training efficiently. 1.5 years at that location, they walked in as children and came out as Sabaoth's warriors, and during that time, Wanyanyekova wrote a series of poems before he left. Now 20 years old and with a new family, he felt very close to the group and wanted to share his thoughts, his poetry. "Please gather around for a little of some of the poetry I have written." The group gathered together as he said, "Meditation. Meditation, concentration, consecration. We as believers do things of this nature to increase our faith. But there are times when you don't feel this way. You're the sons, daughters of a king. It was said, 'Let us create man in our own image.' That's why some say we are gods. We are a dynasty, an empire that has been beaten down. Tired, even frustrated at this life. Yes, even with the pain. Your faith is being tested. Your patience has to grow, has to glow. A fool believes God isn't there. A fool thinks God doesn't care. But the only thing that helps me understand is consecration, concentration, and meditation." He read, "Look ka here, look ka here. Look ka here, look ka here. A place beyond the sphere. Streets of gold, and fear is never near. Love is everywhere. Peace and serenity, whispers from the trees into my ears. No evil, darkness, pain. No cries from the eyes that you love so dear. Holy, holy, holy is all you hear. Look ka here, look ka here." And finally he read, "If I only knew then what I know now." Remembering my youth, there were so many questions in my mind. Talked to so many people, asking them, why? Many didn't give an answer, for they were asking the same questions. So, I chose to ask the elders. They answered some, but not all. Some of the answers puzzled me. Through time, a lot of the answers appeared to me. If I only knew then what I know now. Nature, women, education, money, and history. A list of the few things that puzzled me. They were on my mind at that particular time. Love, hatred, jealousy, and envy. So many questions, but not enough answers. If only I knew then what I know now. Would it have made me a better person, today? Wanyanyekova closed his notepad. Jonathan walked off. Man, don't nobody want to hear that shit. I thought you was finna tell us something deep. Wanyanyekova looked at Jonathan, seeing that he was joking, smiled, and opened his notepad up again, flipping through a few pages, saying, "This is the last one. Stuck on stupid." Jonathan said, "Hold on now." Wanyanyekova laughed. "Is a hit dog hollering? Tell you what, let me read it and let them decide it." Jonathan gave him a look. "Oh, okay." Walking through the countryside to ease my mind about these times that are at hand. The silly demands of humans, of men. Everyone's path is not the same. Everyone that calls on his name, are they not really serious? Or is it only for monetary gain? To each individual, it's a different thing. My weaknesses are not your weaknesses. So how can you endure my pain? Throughout my journey, I've experienced things that I did not know. I now know. I did the things I was told. But their judgments, their decisions were not my own. This is why I feel the way I feel. Yes, I do the things I do at this time. Dealing with the many things in life that we all must consider before it's the end of time. Love, faith, hope, and beliefs, just the things only I, consider wrong and right. I've seen death a total of 3 times. The sight was enough to change my mind. You see, as a youth I always listened to the men of old, hanging on the corner drinking. You know those kinds. They knew something I didn't, they were willing to share. I listened to them when I was there. They were older than I, they had something I wanted. Knowledge. Many said, "Don't hang with those men." But the things that they said made me who I am. I was confused until I realized that life they lived was not for them. It was not for me. It was not mine. Had to sit still long enough to see. Yes, something that made a little more sense to me. I couldn't open my mind to breathe. Open my mind to see. At first, I was concerned a little thug of a lesser degree. I wasn't trying to be greedy, just pay the bills. One thing led to another, ran to a new way. I wanted to be a helper, a guide. So, one day, when I have my son, he wouldn't see the thing that I have seen through my eyes. I wanted a lover, wanted someone to be a mother. Nowhere to really to call home, I still was pretty much on my own. But there was friends and family who had my back. I needed something to do in my spare time, so I started writing my ideas, my thoughts, on paper. Maybe someone will read them later. I didn't notice, but someone had stopped to stare. She opened her mouth. I loved what came out. So, I inquire of her. If she was true, could this be the mother? Hell, even a lover. Because of her, I'm saying this to you. At an age, now, to settle down. From such a long journey. I've traveled far and wide. Traveling in search of the 3 keys, as wide as the deep blue sea. Searched, I needed someone to comfort me. Assist me, help me, and confront me. Who was sent by the Almighty above, some might say Cupid, cause until now, I was stuck on stupid. Jonathan looked at Wanyanyekova. I love it. As he looked at Joy. Yeah, I was stuck on stupid.